Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I really appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. So we haven't talked about two things in a while. Gamecube game and Metroid. So yeah, let's talk about Metroid Prime. Now, to give you a little context about Metroid Prime, for those of you who weren't around and aren't old like me, everybody started doing like this first-person shooter thing in the early 2000s, right? So it was like things that may not have benefited from the idea of it, but you know, Halo took off and you know, was getting ready to start the Call of Duty boom. So people were like, yeah, first-person shooter is the way to go. So there was some apprehension when we found out the next Metroid game would be, you know, first-person shooter. But as always, Nintendo knows what they're doing. Be quiet and listen, because Metroid Prime is fantastic. You start off, they do what I call the Mega Man thing, where you start off with all these powers and stuff, and they let you kind of feel what it's like to be at, you know, near full strength. And you know, you get a taste of things, and then something happens, and you know, you lose those powers, and you have to regain them. And so, you know, it's like a prologue introductory mission, get you used to the controls and what the you know, the gameplay style is, and then you get to the planet, which is where most of it takes place, which is Talon. And I really enjoyed this game because it still kept that sense of you know, not knowing, and kind of, you know, that anxiety of what's around this corner, because you know, it's you're dealing with the space pirates still, but you know, it's the graphics are, to me, still, you know, were really good, especially given the time. Like this game and a lot of GameCube games to me looked really good and never really got credit for looking as good as they did. But anywho, so you go through and you have to, you know, discover what is going on, in addition to you trying to track down the space pirates. And, you know, your familiar faces are there, but then they got some new things you deal with. And it's really cool. You start to see more about what's going on with the Chozos, who is the race that allowed Samus to be in the suit that she's in. So, you know, we were starting to get actual like text and things like that, because in the other Metroid games, there was no, you know, there was not a lot of materials to read about what was going on. You kind of just experienced it. And in this version, you know, you got to actually read about what was going on. You know, you had your codex and you could scan things, which was really cool to just run around scanning stuff and just looking at all the text that they made for all of this stuff. But this was one of those games where I was like, yeah, I'm really happy I got a GameCube. To me, GameCube is a fantastic system. And, you know, it's like I went from having the Dreamcast be my favorite system and nobody care about, and then the GameCube came out and I'm like, oh yeah, this is my new favorite system. And people are like, yeah, we don't care. Like, these are all like, you know, the systems that didn't technically win, even though I felt like the GameCube did a great job. So that's why I got so many games from the Dreamcast and the GameCube that'll be on this list. But anyway, I know most of you will play Metroid Prime, right? If you are a fan of the Metroid series and you haven't played Prime, don't listen to people, play it for yourself. It's fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. I didn't play the other Prime games, not because I didn't want to play them, but just didn't get a chance to play them when they came out. And, you know, I'm very bad at backlogging entries in the series. I just kind of, you know, play whatever's out there. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this game and the series as a whole. If you have more info on that, I always like to hear your stories and comments on these games. So love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate you, you know, giving me some time to reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe.